Hello 4Ks, this is day 22 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have a game, we have the white pieces, so let's open the game with pawn to e4 right now. Yes, e5, very good option, knight f3 attacking the pawn right now. Just the volume of my moves a bit higher, like this. Now bishop b5, the Ruy Lopez, and this is the main line with bishop to a4 after the move a6. Taking the knight is okay, but you can't take the pawn on e5 then because of queen d5, queen d4, excuse me, fork. So now my opponent is thinking, which is kinda weird, because people at the 1900 level of strength usually know what to play against the very common Ruy Lopez with the black pieces. So yes, now knight f6 definitely the main move, bishop e7 playable as well, d6, g6 also a move, bishop c5, even knight d4 is usually a move, but then I can simply take the pawn maybe, but of course knight d4 won't happen on the board. b5, bishop b7 then is an option as well, but this is strange, you shouldn't be thinking for 1 minute what type of variation you will choose to play against the Ruy Lopez. You should know your theory if you play the Ruy Lopez with the black pieces. And you should know the theory in any opening you play, because it will simply help you develop your chess instincts, your chess knowledge, and you will gain a bunch of rating because of your opening theory. So we should win this game, because if I lose I will lost 11 rating points. And yes, bishop to e7 finally played, now I can castle. Knight f6 now is the main move, and after rook e1, b5, d6 or castling is an option. And d6 right away, what should we play now? The knight will usually go to f6, bishop g4 is not really threatened, why not? Because I can then simply play d3. Just rook e1, trying to follow the main lines with the move knight to f6, although this is very strange to play d4. And bishop g4 played, wow. This looks kinda bad if I'm completely honest. Just d3, right? And this bishop is now misplaced. I will play bishop e3 and knight d2. And when the bishop goes to g4, you don't play d4. Why? Because you will simply... I mean, you don't lose a pawn, I guess, because you could take, then take the... But you get this damaged pawn structure on the king side of the board, which should be bad usually. So you go with this more flexible approach, d3, c3, bishop e3 and knight to d2. So now simply c3, because b5 maybe was a threat, then we can go simply to c2. And Hikaru Nakamura likes to play these kind of positions. That means that they are playable, of course. Now I'm thinking about bishop g5 or bishop e3, but I mean knight to d2 is a more flexible approach. We know that this knight will go to g3, then h3. And yes, I mean, why would you develop the bishop when you can develop the knight and you know where it should go? Although, I guess developing the knight is kinda not as efficient because you're blocking the bishop. But I mean, then I can simply play knight f1 and the bishop is unblocked as well. Yes, I like the way, this way of playing knight b to d2 right away. And usually we'll play bishop c2 anyway, even if pawn to b5 won't be played, but it usually is. And this bishop on g4, I don't think it's a great piece. Why? It will have to trade itself for this knight usually, although after knight f1 and knight g3, h6 of course you cannot go to h5 because I take there, so you usually drop back to d7 or to c8 and b7 maybe, but this is bad. And I don't have a lot of experiences in this kind of closed Ruy Lopez structures. I usually push for d4, but now that the bishop is here on g4, excuse me, pinning this knight, d4 is never a thing. because I'm simply pinned, and now d4 would simply lose a pawn because of this pin. And d5 played. Wow, this is very aggressive, but my opponent, I don't think it works. I don't think it works though. I mean, doesn't it just blunders a pawn right away after takes? I can take, damage the pawn structure and go here. e5 would be hanging. Maybe the idea is to take with the queen. Yes, I guess this is an idea. But I mean, h3 there is e takes, no, there is d takes on e4. And there is nothing for me there. Maybe I take firstly. No, but this is bad. Bishop c2 I move, definitely. Definitely bishop c2. Knight f1, I don't like this. If I take, queen takes, knight f1 there. I mean, I like this endgame, why not? This pawn on d3 is weak, but bishop c2, knight g3. Pressure here. Do I like this endgame or not is the question right now. Maybe there knight c5, knight c4, excuse me. Takes. Rook d8, bishop takes on c6, this should just be better, so yes, just take. And you cannot really take with the knight, this is a bad move, simply you should take with the queen no matter what, because otherwise you have zero pressure on my d3 pawn. I will simply play it here, or maybe to e3. Will pressure, yes, queen takes on d5 has been played. And now I really like the move knight to c4, although it blunders a fork, of course, I forgot this. Fork is the most rated tactic in chess. I'm Fork Chess now, you have to subscribe, thank you guys. Maybe knight to e4. Takes. Or takes with the rook. Bishop b3 blunders a pawn, yes. Knight f1 just. Knight e3 threatened. Knight f1, I like this move. Bishop b3. Although there is rook d8 here, bishop c2 I guess. I mean, the position is nice, I believe. And yes, I am lacking the experiences in this kind of structure. And yes, maybe taking on d5 was not the best option, but we'll analyze the game afterwards. So knight f1 was played on the board. And my opponent is thinking, I guess b5 is a bad move now. Although it stops any tricks with bishop takes on c6, but bishop c2 then. Or even bishop b3, bishop c2. I mean, bishop b3, if there is no queen takes on d3, it should be better for me. Because of this great diagonal for this light square bishop from b3. But yes, knight to e3 now my threat takes. I mean, I have the double g pawns, the double f pawns, excuse me. And yes, maybe my position is a little bit worse. But yes, we'll analyze the game and we'll see where I made mistakes. Or maybe I just played perfectly and this is what you usually get in this kind of structures. And yes, now bishop takes, queen takes, rook d8 I guess, forced now. Although after rook d8 I can even trade here and then take here. The bishop would be hanging, but then bishop d6, rook e1, rook e8, bishop e3, bishop g5, maybe the position is dynamically equal, I would say. Well, but this I don't like because I get my knights to e4. The first question is, should I trade? Opening the b file? Definitely not. I like the move knight g3 and then to e4, because now you closed the d file for you, which is bad. I guess bishop e3, d4 is an option, but why? I have all the control here, so knight to g3. Definitely a great move, I believe. b5, bishop b3, not bishop c2 now, because the pawn on d3 is simply can't be attacked right now. So yes, knight e4, knight takes on e4. I can even consider taking with the rook, but he goes knight to d7, trying to play knight to c5 most definitely. Knight c5 definitely a very nice move here. But after takes, I can simply take there. I don't like this endgame. Maybe bishop e3 not allowing knight c5, because I would simply take back with the bishop and then knight e4. Yes, I like this move. And now you can see I'm building that time advantage. I'm building that pressure on my opponent. I am higher rated. I should be putting pressure not only in the position, but also on the clock, which can be quite seriously dangerous, of course. Knight c5, I simply take and play knight to e4. Oh no, wait, knight c5 loses because bishop takes on c5, bishop takes on c6, b takes, and I take the pawn on e5. Although the b file opens up, but I always have b4, a4, b5 maybe, so knight c5 is not the best move whatsoever. Maybe b5, bishop b3, and then knight c5. But rook e8, now I simply go here, I mean, there is always f5 in the air. Should I give this big center to black? I mean, I'm not sure. But then f4 can be played, striking in the center. So knight e4, building that time pressure. I only spent like 20 seconds on this move, because it is a very natural move. And yes, probably b5 is an option here. But then f5 can't be played, which is a great sign for me. And yes, I like my position, if I'm completely honest right now. I can walk my king up, not right away, but this is definitely an idea for the endgame. I'm not sure if I will take this bishop here. I have the bishop pair right away, which can be sometimes very, very crucial in the endgames as well. And f5 played, wow. f5 played on the board. And I only have one move, I believe, which is to simply take the bishop and then play f4. If e4 I take, rook takes. Yes, this is okay for me. I mean, if I would go to g3, then I simply get forked once again. So yes, knight takes here was the best move, definitely. I don't want to make this straight. Should I play bishop b3, improving my pieces? I don't think so, because my bishop is perfectly placed on this diagonal, pinning this knight, although it can move to b8. But yes, now f4 takes here. If pawn takes, then I can take here. Or why should I take there? But I mean f4 now. No, f4 I can take there, and then play d4, undermining everything. Yes, f4 to start with. If e4 no, I don't take. If e4 I take like this, and if nothing I take. If knight takes, I simply push. If here, I mean, I don't care. And yes, this pawn here is very weak. In order, if knight takes here. But b5. But now I give check. I don't think this is very good for my opponent, actually. And then I can go even here. I'm not sure about this position. I mean, taking with the knight is definitely bad. Why? Because the d6 pawn is a very big weakness here. And if you take with the rook, then I simply play bishop d4. d4, I don't think it's the best move. Just take the pawn. Just take the pawn, yes. If knight takes, I mean just d4, if here I take. And play bishop f4. If either of the knights take, I play d4 and bishop to f4. And pawn takes, I believe this is the best move actually. But suddenly this king on f8 looks very weak, if I'm completely honest. But how to take the advantage of it? I'm not sure. a4, b4. Here, there is no knight b8 because of check. Then, yes, a4. Takes. Then b5 is weak as well. Now we have a lot of time to spend, which is very nice. a4, b4. Bishop d5, knight d7. I play bishop c5, knight e7, and I take the b4 pawn, which would be nice. So a4. a4, rook b8. A takes on b5. Rook b5. Then I have, I guess, just bishop c4 and bishop a6. Although I might think as well after rook b8. Maybe just a5, blocking in everything and allowing myself to play bishop b6 in some positions. And the fact is, I want the position to open up. Why? I have the two bishops, which will allow me to play on the open diagonals right here. And yes, this king on f8 is a very bad piece. It should be on h8 and then h6 and going up. And h6 might very well be the move by my opponent, then h4 stopping any advancement. Yes, I saw this move right away and I thought I messed up everything. Why? Because after bishop d2 there is knight to c5. And I think I am much worse now. But we'll solve this one tactically. Takes here, takes here, takes here, takes here, takes here. Knight b8. Bishop anywhere and I should be better, so after takes. Rook takes a8, rook takes a8, and here. Rook c8. Just take. And we will calculate then. Because takes is a bad move here. Most definitely. And if pawn takes, I think I have something. Rook a8, and bishop d5. If takes. I mean, knight c5 is definitely a big threat on the board right now, so I shouldn't allow this to happen. And yes, now I might be in very big troubles after a takes on b5. Although even then bishop d5 happens, and what then? F takes on e4, takes. It should be okay for me if I'm completely honest. But I'm not sure. Knight b8 always loses due to bishop c5. Check. And yes, I mean, now my opponent started to think. He definitely did not expect the move a takes on b5 to happen on the board. And yes, I will fight in this position because it's definitely not drawish as many people would say. I have the bishop pair, but there are some weak pawns on the board by me and by my opponent as well. So yes, bishop d2 probably most likely move after 8 takes on b5. Then knight c5. Oh, but after knight c5 I have here. If here I go here, forking the rooks, and after takes, I can take this rook. And then go here, or here, threatening here. Yes, this should be okay. Yes, now here. Oh, but then... if I go here, here, here. Here, knight b8 loses. I mean, blunders the rook, so... here, rook takes a 1, here, 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 here. Very nice position, definitely. And then simply here. Why not? Bishop d5. Am I blundering anything? No. No. Rook a1, rook a1, knight b8 loses. I mean, it's not lost, but I mean, this position is bad. And yes, my opponent, I don't think expected the move bishop d5 either, although he spent like 2 minutes on previous move, which is a big amount to spend on a single move, even in rapid chess. And yes, we both get 10 seconds increment per every single move, excuse me, but this doesn't mean that time scrambles will be easy. Oh, I realized I'm losing. Wait, what? No, I'm not. Oh my goodness. After rook a1, yes. Now knight e7 can be played. Knight e7. But then I have bishop e6. And there is no knight c5. Oh my goodness. Although I even have the move rook a7 here. But what should be played? Oh, rook a7 loses. Just bishop e6. Why not? There is no knight c5. After takes. We both have 4 pawns, but this pawn is very weak. The f file suddenly opens up to attack this poor king here. And yes, I like my position, as I said many times now, but I haven't seen the move knight e7. But yes, my calculation skills are not very good at the moment. But still. And yes, if bishop e6 wouldn't be played, there is the move rook a7. But then after takes... no, not after takes. After here, there is a move e2 losing, winning the game for my opponent. I cannot stop the queen. So yes, rook a7 would lost the game on the spot, and bishop e6 is the only move. And yes, there is no knight to f8. And this king is without moves. So this might get very tactical very soon. Rook e8, a very logical move as well. But then rook a7. No, rook a7 loses. Now I need to focus after takes. Bishop c5. What about the rook endgame? a5 is loose. But everything is loose in the position, so... oh, then he simply takes the pawn, right? No, he doesn't, because I have here winning the piece. I mean, bishop to d2 can be easily played. But I don't want to spend a big amount of time now. So takes here, here, here. I will just play quickly. Why? Because my opponent is down to 5 minutes on the clock. Bishop c5. Maybe my opponent will simply take. And now I'm preparing the move pawn to d4, which is a great move for me. Although then there is b4. I missed this. Although even then I have something. Not taking because I lose. But yes, even the rook endgame. Even the rook endgame with all these weaknesses should be okay for me. If I can bring my king to e4, oh my goodness, this would be great. The rook endgame has to be better. Here, f3. Oh, but then I can't bring my king closer. If my king would be on g2 right now, it would be like game over. But it's not. It's not. But still my opponent can't take the pawn, so maybe king g2. But then knight, I guess, moves. So king g2, knight here, I guess. This is threatening absolutely nothing, so king g2. Let's put my opponent under a big amount of pressure. And now I'm simply threatening to take. Although I'm not. Once again, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. But king f3 is check, so I take. If rook takes, I go here. If king takes, I go here. Here, here. Here. Rook e4, king f6. Even now the position is not that good. King f3 here, rook d2. Rook d1. e4, rook e1. Takes, check. I guess my king can walk here. So rook d1. e4 being the only move, but still this is quite okay. Ah, there is f3. But still is this. He didn't found it. Oh, but he has king f5. Oh my goodness. What is this endgame? I'm not sure what is happening actually. King e2. I'm not sure what is happening. I mean, the pawn endgame should be okay, but I'm not so sure anymore. You need to take with the pawn, but then there is no check. What is the pawn endgame like? Oh, I'm not in the square. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. But then the other pawn. I have 7 minutes to calculate. Let's focus. Only the pawn endgame is important here. If rook c7, then I mean I don't care. So no, but then just rook c1 and then I just push my pawns here. So here takes, excuse me. Here, g3 takes, here. Then I can push here, and I'm winning. Although let's calculate this. Here. No, there is no way my opponent is winning faster. So c4 takes here, b4. Here I can go here. Oh, but he's stopping my 2 pawns, and I guess there is no way to break through. But is this realistically? Oh, I don't push b5, yes. I push c5 and win the game. So definitely, this is the way. And what if he doesn't take? If rook c7, I go here, and I start to push. And I might even sack the rook for this pawn, so yes. c4, oh, c4, f3 here. What about c4, b4? f3, g3, and then here. Just play c4. I mean, I might lose this game because of f3 or b4. I mean, b4, b3 gives me this pawn here. I'm not sure. Maybe I will lose like 11 rating points today. But you never know what's gonna happen. f3, king e3. No, f3, king e1. I need to defend my rook actually. f3 might be tried, but it loses. Because there is no counterplay in the king and pawn endgame. Simply, what will you play after f3, king e1, takes, rook takes, king takes, g3, I guess g3, but maybe I'm losing there as well. No, I can't be losing. But I am, right? Oh my goodness, one tempo, he's mating me. Well, maybe. But maybe there are some other moves to prevent the counterplay on the king side. Maybe after takes here and f3 included king e1 here. Then g3 I can try to go to e3 actually. And I hope I am fast enough. So yes, 3 minutes for my opponent, and this is tricky. I don't know for whom it is the most trickier, but I guess it's not for me. Although, I mean, look at these pawns. This is very dangerous. I mean, f3 loses. So I guess only move is b4 that scares me a lot. But then b3. And I mean, yes, but I get here. Firstly, e4 can be played, loses the rook. Let's go. He goes for this. f3 is still a possibility. Definitely, but then king e1. Takes here. Here I go here. Oh, even rook b7 now. But I don't believe you have enough. You have enough. So I need to defend this pawn, rook d2. f3 has to be played. I can't go up because of check. And need to go to f1. I don't think rook b1 is better. I want to get to c2. f3 king e1, rook a7, b5. Here, here, and here. No, this can be played, so here. No, here, here. f3 played. King e1. And yes, king f4, g3. But I don't think this is too great. Why not? He's threatening f3 and takes. But is this really a big threat, actually? I'm not sure. I don't know anything right now. I mean, f2, I have takes. So just c5, right? Oh, wait, I'm losing. Yikes. I should have played something else. Oh, but rook a7, I have something else to play. Oh, I don't need to push. Although even pushing is okay, right? It's not. Okay. I guess this is a draw, actually. f3 right away is not a good move, definitely not. Because I push here, but then f2 comes and he picks my pawn. But he has 1 minute, so e4. Oh, this looks like a mistake. I mean, how to play? I like rook. I like pawn to c6, definitely. If g3 takes, king takes. Oh, then I just take the rook, so. Rook rook c2. This loses the game. This should be okay for me. Let's calculate. I have enough time. Before rook a7, I go here. This should be winning. For me, yes, definitely. Before f2 check. King f1. Wait, rook a7 then? Threatening checkmate. Rook c1. Here. 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 Push. Check. There. No. It's winning. Before. It's winning for me. I mean, at least it's... Oh, e3. e3 is a move. Why did I forgot? e3 is a move as well. b5, rook a7. If f2, king e2. Yes, b5. Only move. Here I have here. Winning. Yes, it's winning because my pawn is defended here. I am very stressed out. Rook a7. Rook c1. Rook b5 doesn't work because of everything. Oh. Oh my. Are you fucking kidding me? He has rook h7. And rook... I mean... Yikes. There is no king d1 because the rook is on c2. I can't believe it. It's over. Rook g2, king takes, and b6, f2, f1, queen. I mean, what can I even play? Resignation? Yes, I guess. Rook takes here. Maybe, how can I meet rook h1 pre-move? Rook f2 can be tried, because if rook h1 is pre-move, I can go here. And then I lose anyway. I lose anyway. Rook f2, there is no pre-move. Okay, I lost. Pawn takes here. Queen here. No, but this is lost, yes. Let's resign now. Okay, we lost 11 rating points. And I was losing all the time. Are you kidding me? What about here? Rook h1, okay. Rook h1 is a drawing move. Bad, very bad. But let's analyze the game. e4, e5. And now bishop e7. Pawn to c3, I guess better. Or just castling, yes, it's okay. Castles. Pawn to d6 now. And yes, I played rook e1 if I'm not mistaken, but c3 with an idea to push d4 was better. But after rook e1, bishop g4. d3. And now b5 is better for my opponent. Wow. And knight d4. Okay, that makes sense. But knight f6, c3, great. Castles, knight bd2, d5. It's much better for me. Queen takes and d4. Wait, what? First of all, e4. Oh, bishop b3 loses the pawn. Okay. But what about takes? I take. What about this? Oh, then. Oh, of course, the bishop is hanging here. Okay, I didn't saw that. So knight f1 was played, which is worse for me now this endgame, but it's handable. I don't know why my computer is lagging so much actually, but yes, we will, I guess, find out. No, everything should be fine with my computer. But okay, yes. Knight d7 played, bishop here and knight e4. And this position is nice. f4 the best move, b5. Bishop b3 check and then taking. And a4. f4. Bishop d2 actually the best move. But this is still okay. This is still okay. Up to this point, everything fine. Bishop e6 only move. Rook d8 and bishop takes. Bishop takes and bishop c5, yes. I played up to this point, I played perfectly. And this was a big mistake because the rook endgame is worse for me. d4, best move. Rook d1, second best move, and I'm lost. h3, h5, what can I do now? This position is just lost. And yes, here I missed the big idea of playing after playing b5. I thought rook a... Okay, rook a7 wins anyway. I'm sorry, what? What about here? Oh, just rook a2. What can I say? Well, this is just checkmate. Yes, my calculation skill wasn't really good today. So we lost 11 rating points, but if you liked the video anyway, please consider subscribing, it would really help me out, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye!